السلام عليكم. Our lesson today is about thin lenses. نحن اليوم بالأسبوع التاسع. Main points of our lesson are definition of lens, characteristics of lens, types of the lenses. رح نبدأ بالdefinition of lenses. A thin lens. A thin lens is a transparent and homogeneous medium of small thickness, limited by two surfaces called the faces of the lens. One of the faces, at least, is spherical, while the other face is spherical or plane. إذا حكينا عن هالديفينيشن أول شي transparent صرنا نعرف من الدرس الماضي إن transparent يعني allow light to pass through it. وعندها two faces. راح ناخد example لحتى نفهم شو يعني two faces spherical and plane or spherical. حناخد أول figure اللي عندي أول example اللي هي الأول lens. بأول lens عندي one of the faces is a spherical face and the other surface أو the other face is a spherical face. Another example, another lens عندنا spherical face و the other face is spherical also. تعال ناخد بالفيجر 2 example تاني. عندي lens. هاي اللانس one of the faces is spherical and the other is plane face. Another example, another lens, one of the faces is a plane face and the other face is spherical face. Examples and uses of lenses. There are a lot of examples and uses of lenses. راح ناخد كذا example. Magnifier, eye lenses, eyeglasses, door viewer lens, and the lens of the eye. Types of lenses. There are two types of lenses. أول type بنسميه converging lens. عادة بيكونوا هني thin at edges. Another type with diverging lens. عادة بيكونوا thick at edges. Characteristics of lens. راح ناخد أول type من lenses converging lens. Symbol of the lens بهذا الشكل. The axis that passes through the center of the lens is called the optical axis of the lens. Center of this lens is O. الO بنسميها the optical center of the lens. باللانس في عنا two sides. السايد اللي بيكون فيه source of light راح يكون فيه الF. الF بنسميها the object focus of the lens. The other side بيكون فيه الF prime. F prime is the image focus of the lens. إذا قسنا distance between O and F and the distance between O and F prime بنلاقي دائما إنه ال OF equal OF prime or O is the midpoint of F prime. بطريقة تانية فينا نقول F prime is the symmetric of F with respect to O. إذا رجعنا على الرسمة the source of light emits infinite number of rays بنسميهم incident rays. راح ناخد one of the incident rays. The transmitted ray by the lens أو this ray emerges or transmitted by the lens. The transmitted ray بنسميه transmitted ray or emergent ray. راح ناخد التايب الثاني من اللانسز اللي هو diverging lens. Symbol of the lens بهذا الشكل. عندي the axis that passes through the center of the lens is called the optical axis of the lens. Center of the lens O بنسميها the optical center of the lens. باللانس عندي two sides. السايد اللي بيكون فيه source of light راح يكون عندي ال F prime. F prime is the image focus of the lens. بالسايد الثاني عندي ال F. ال F is the object focus of the lens. إذا قسنا distance من ال O لل F prime والdistance من ال O لل F بنلاقي دائما إنه ال OF equal OF prime or O is the midpoint of F prime. فينا نقولها بطريقة تانية. F is the symmetric of F prime with respect to O. إذا رجعنا على الرسمة في عند source of light زي ما قلنا emits infinite number of rays بنسميه ال incident rays. راح ناخد one of the incident rays transmitted ray by the lens or the emergent ray by the lens راح يكون بهذا الشكل. هذا هو ال emergent ray. type of the lens. In order to indicate the type of the lens في عندنا 5 طرق لحتى نحدد إذا كانت converging lens أو diverging lens. رح ناخد أول طريقة من خلال السيمبل. السيمبل of the converging lens بتكون بهذا الشكل، بينما diverging lens بتكون بهذا الشكل. يعني أول طريقة قدرنا نحدد من خلال symbols. تاني طريقة بتكون converging lens thin على edges and thick at middle. مثل هذا الإكزامبل، هاي اللانس thin على edges و thick على الميدل. بينما diverging lens بتكون thick at edges and thin at middle. رح ناخد هذا الإكزامبل كيف هاي اللانس thick على edges and thin at middle. الطريقة الثالثة in case of converging lens the emergent ray of the incident ray converges toward the optical axis. رح ناخد example. إذا عندي converging lens، إذا كان عندي incident ray, the emergent ray of this incident ray emerges or converges toward the optical axis. بينما بالdiverging lens the emergent ray diverges away from the optical axis. رح ناخد example. إذا كان عندي diverging lens، إذا كان عندي incident ray, the emergent ray of this incident ray diverges away from the optical axis. الطريقة الرابعة in case of converging lens the emergent rays of incident rays parallel to the optical axis collected at one point which is the image focus f prime. إذا أخذنا example عندي converging lens في عندي incident rays كلهم parallel to the optical axis. emergent ray لكل ray بيتجمعوا at one point collected at one point. هاي البوينت بنسميها ال f prime اللي هي ال image focus of the lens. In case of diverging lens the prolongation of the emergent rays of incident rays parallel to the optical axis collected at one point which is the image focus f prime. إذا أخذنا diverging lens وفي عنا incident rays parallel to the optical axis, the emergent rays of the incident rays, the prolongation of these emergent rays collected at one point which is f prime, the image focus of the lens. عندنا 5 طريقة in case of converging lens the incident ray and the object focus f are on the same side. رح ناخد example. إذا عندي أنا converging lens وعندي هون incident ray, the transmitted ray or the emergent ray لازم يكون incident ray or the source of light بالsame side with f the object focus. In case of diverging lens the incident ray and the image focus f prime are on the same side. رح ناخد example. إذا عندي diverging lens عندي incident ray عندي transmitted ray or the emergent ray, the incident ray and the image focus f prime should be on the same side. Thank you.